Climate change is certainly a threat to peace and security in my context of Africa. And my country particularly is at the nexus of human security and also the ecological collapse that we're seeing today.
D'après vous, les grandes puissances ont-elles réellement conscience du lien entre le climat et les conflits?
For too long, we have looked at climate as a soft issue, at best a development issue. And increasingly, we're seeing that climate is definitely an issue for the Security Council. We still have very few legislation that actually recognizes the real threats to human security, that not addressing environmental and biosecurity degradation that we see today. And so there's a need to elevate this issue, not only from a policy perspective, but also looking at unconventional actors being involved with within the topic.
Pouvez-vous nous donner des exemples concrets illustrant en quoi le changement climatique constitue une menace directe pour la paix?
When we noticed that the young people that we were returning back into the communities were going back into environments that had been so degraded, that had changed so significantly, that it was necessary for us to also work on environmental well-being outcomes as part of our peace-building work. And so the impact that we see today is that not only is it just rising temperatures or sea levels, but also the food scarcity, the conflict between farmers and herders, but more intrinsically as well too, what we're realizing is that the governance collapse and the ecological collapse are intrinsically connected. And so for sustainable peace, there has to be environmental well-being outcomes as well too.
Selon vous, quelles sont les perspectives d'avenir dans la lutte contre les crises climatiques et sécuritaires?
What I found in my context is that not only are women and youth affected by climate change, but they've also been incredibly resilient in how they adapt and how they also survive in rapidly changing environments where there are massive weather shocks. And so the solutions that are innate to women and innate to young people are ones that the world can learn from. We know that there are indigenous practices for adaptation, for mitigation, for resilience. And these are voices that need to be included into the global conversation around climate change.
Si vous deviez adresser un message aux décideurs mondiaux pour éviter que le climat ne devienne un facteur aggravant de la crise, quel serait-il?
We don't have time to discuss the resolutions, the declarations, the commitments, even the science. There's a wealth of knowledge and evidence that's in place. It's not a theory that human security and environmental security are interconnected, that the nexus of climate and conflict is there. My message would be to act and to not wait to respond to a crisis, but to match the resources to the rhetoric today so that we can prevent the course that we're on, the very dangerous course that we're on. And climate is not just something for us to innovate around with the private sector proposing solutions and for climate activists. It is something that deeply concerns governance, and it's a topic that requires the same seriousness as military spending. It requires the same kind of legislation as treaties on landmines. And so we recognize that this is the most pressing issue of our generation. The situation will continue to get worse. And I think that is what we're seeing manifest today. And the biggest population of refugees around the world is because of the climate. So this is an issue that concerns everyone.